Good evening, everybody. This is Rich. This is the Suffolk Crunch, and it's match preview time. Town back at Portman Road tomorrow for the first time in the 25-26 season against Will Still's Southampton, off the back of a win on the first day of the season when they played Wrexham at home. Anyway, firstly, if you're watching live, please do hit the like button. We'll go for 125 likes for this video. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications bell, and head over to the Bad Shirt Club website to get your bucket hats, your shirts, your jackets, because that is who sponsors the channel. Use the code TSC30 at the checkout and you will get 30% off on your order. Welcome to the chat. Good evening, Alan. Good evening, Stuart. Anyone else in the chat, get involved with your comments, with your questions. We'll probably be here for about 20 minutes having a look at Town versus Southampton. And then we'll obviously take a look at some other things. Good evening, Kieran Baines. Good evening, Harps. Hey, Crunch. ITFC have heavy pockets. MB, well, no Garden Live tonight. Good evening, Tom. We'll start with the obviously the breaking news within the last hour. Amari Hutchinson has completed his transfer to Nottingham Forest. Undisclosed fee, reported to be about 37.5 million. Ashley, good evening. How you doing? ITFC Mad, hello. Tudor Mendel, what a player. Shouldn't be far off the first team. I think he scored last night for the 21s against Derby. But yeah, Amari completed his move. He signed a 5-year contract at the City Ground. There was just a 20-second quick video on the Town Twitter feed of his goal against Huddersfield. Look, it's a real shame that it's ended like this. I think we've all enjoyed watching Amari at Town over the past 2 seasons. The second half of the promotion season, I think he was unplayable. And then last season, look, he had his good games, he had his poor games. He was like the team, he struggled overall. And then obviously, what's happened in the last 2 weeks. Ashley says, glad he's gone now, unsettling the team. JR Crack says, Forest in the FA Cup seems nailed on. Well, that would be interesting, especially at Portman Road. But yeah, look, it's disappointing how it's ended. It's disappointing how he's acted. Stephen Latimer, hats off to Sunderland. Started with a banger. Yeah, 3-0 at home to West Ham today. I'm glad Amari has gone. Disagree with his attitude, which is a shame. Got a feel for Sheffield Wednesday. Horrible results there. Yeah, lost 3-0 at Stoke. We'll have a look at the Championship results near the end of the video. But yeah, look, disappointing how it ended. I'm not sure he got the best advice from his agent and his family. I think whenever you're contracted to a football club, just get your head down. Just play, and then if you get your move, you get your move. I think it was no secret that he was going to go. I've always said Amari should be playing in the Premier League, and I've got no ill towards him on that. It's just he's let McKenna down, he's let the fans down, he's let the club down in the last couple of weeks by not going to France and playing in that friendly, and then maybe the illness. Who knows that he couldn't play against Birmingham, and then against Bromley, didn't want to make himself available. So, yeah, disappointing. We move on. I think Chelsea take 25% of the profit. So we're probably going to make 12, 13 million on it. Just need to reinvest it now. Reinvest it in the right areas of the team. I see we've obviously been linked with Lewis Miley from Newcastle. I think Adam Cook from... is it Adam Cook? It's Cook from Bournemouth. And Philip Billing, who played for Bournemouth as well. MB, Tudor Mendel got 2 goals and 2 assists last night. Look, the level of football he's playing at the minute, I think I'll be very surprised if he's involved in the first team this season. I don't really read too much into them 21s games. If I'm honest, I might be wrong. JR Crack says that Sunderland result is depressing in that they've already achieved 13% of our points total in 1 game. West Ham could be in trouble this season. I think they might struggle, but a great result for Sunderland. They've They're going to make another signing. They're going to go past 150 million spend in total. So anyone who says Town shouldn't have spent that type of money, well, it's proving that obviously you've got to spend money if you want to stay in the Prem. But it is what it is. But yeah, Amari's gone. We need more bodies in the building. No more signings as of yet. Ivan Ador. I think he's in Suffolk. I think he was having his medical. I'm not quite sure what's happening, when that's going to be announced, but hopefully he'll be here soon. It's no secret. When Kieran was asked yesterday at the press conference, he normally doesn't sort of say anything, but Cesc Fabregas sort of let the cat out of the bag and said he was travelling to Suffolk, so Kieran sort of had to go along with it, didn't he, really? So, yeah, look, is what it is. Hopefully he can get in over the line, and more signings are needed in the coming couple of weeks. I think transfer window shuts at 7 p.m. on the 1st of September. ITFC says we need midfielders in now and fast. And yeah, let's get on to a bit of Kieran's press conference yesterday. I don't think we're going to see Jens Kajust and Chuba Akpom tomorrow. As supporters, I think when we sign a player, Kieran says, love to see a win tomorrow. It makes such a difference in confidence for the whole team and fans. We'll get onto that in a minute. I don't think they will be involved tomorrow. I mean, Akpom's trained a little bit, and then he felt a little bit of tightness. They've had no pre-season. These players don't just come in and start playing football. We've got to get them up to speed because we don't want them breaking down, especially Jens. So if it takes a couple of 3 weeks to get them up to speed, so be it. You know, it's a long season. We shouldn't just look at one game. You know, we need these people available for lots of the season. Sam Howard, maybe they're waiting for money from Broadhead and Amari deals to now start putting offers in. ITFC mad. West Ham started poorly last season. I think if we'd started against them, probably would have won. Well, look. Good evening, Rambo. 84-64. Yeah, we don't need to talk about what happened last season. It's gone. Adrian Garrett says we need quality midfielders to take us forward. Lewis Miley would be a really good pickup on loan. I'd like to get some permanent signings in. But look, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. See what delights Ashton's got in store for us in these coming weeks. Yeah, 125 likes. There's 49 people watching live. Smash the thumbs up button. It's totally free. Subscribe as well. That is totally free. We're looking to get to 10,000 as quickly as possible. So if you're watching and you don't subscribe, just hit subscribe. Hackney, yeah, scored today. They beat Millwall 3-0 away at the Den. Great win for Borough. But yeah, tomorrow, look, Town, they need to get a home victory on the board. 9 league defeats on the bounce, which is a club record. It's a club record that we probably don't want. The only game we won at home this calendar year was Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup. So it's going to be a tough game against Saints, live on Sky. Will's still in the dugout. Rob Duckett, evening all. Glad Amari's situation sorted now. Win tomorrow and some signings. Yeah, look, we need. McKenna said we need everyone together tomorrow, and I think we will be when we get in the stadium. I know, look, you go on social media and it's a lot of negative comments, but I think that's a small, very, very small percentage of the fan base, and a lot of people don't even use social media. So I think a win and everyone's positive coming out of that stadium tomorrow. A defeat, yeah, I think it will be negative. I think that's just the way it is at the minute. I mean, McKenna's he's got credit in the bank, but that's waning. You know, I think we have to say that. The Shy Shark 1962, have to confess, I'm struggling to see a victory tomorrow. Look, it's one of them ones. Southampton, I watched the highlights of the Wrexham game. I didn't think they were great, but they got a victory. If Town don't play that well tomorrow and we get a victory, we'll all be happy. Stuart Isaacs, like Amari, the way he behaved the last few weeks was atrocious. He was repaid, so he was paid, so he should have played. Look how Broadhead behaves. Is what it is. Look, in football, you get players come and players go. I think we always knew Amari was going to move on. If you look at Broadhead, Kieran said yesterday he wanted to keep him, but obviously he had his heart set on moving to to Wrexham. I don't think that was a secret throughout the summer that he's probably going to end up there. Good evening, Michael. Leicester City and Sheffield United losing, with Stoke, Middlesbrough and West Brom setting the pace, with Birmingham City not far behind them. Ipswich Town have to keep pace with those teams. Adrian says, as fans, we're always here. Yeah, look, Leicester lost 2-1 at Preston today. The Blades, 3 defeats now for Ruben Sellers, so he's under pressure. Stoke winning 3-0 away at Hillsborough. We spoke about Borough there with Hackney scoring. Great win. Well, great win at the Den, 3-0. West Brom obviously beating Wrexham at lunchtime. Birmingham were 1-0 down until late, and then Stansfield scored a penalty. Lyndon Dykes, 98th minute equaliser, winner. So great win for them. 4 points to start with. Joe says, football ain't like the normal 9 to 5. Same rules don't apply. I thought this was common knowledge. Yeah, we do. It is different than anything else. Broadhead missed a sitter for Wrexham. I didn't see because I had 2 games to ref today. 1 at 11, 1 at 2. The old legs are aching tonight. 180 minutes in the tank. 1 yellow card in 2 games. Cards in my pocket. Boys behave today. They were good. Give me a bit of earache, but in general, a couple of friendlies. Pitches were rock hard. I was chatting last week to somebody saying, in the wintertime, right, frozen pitch, it's frosty in the morning, we can't play football. Summertime, the sun shines, pre-season friendlies, the pitch is like iron, yeah, we'll play. It's just how it goes. No matter what happens tomorrow, no one should panic, cannot judge until at least 10 games, says Stuart, and I totally agree with that. It's 10 to 12 games. You look at the league table and it's sort of taking shape, and you can sort of see where you are heading. Did you give a firm talking to? I yellow carded one lad. He'd made 2,000 in the first 10 minutes. He'd done another one. I said, look, I'll give you 2. Don't take the piss. Out come the yellow, and the game continued. But yeah, a couple of good friendlies, decent standard. But yeah, getting back to tomorrow's game, Southampton have got a lot of ammunition. If you look at their bench last week, I think they had Cameron Archer on there, Ben Brereton Diaz, Dominic Downs. They've got 2 Downs who play. He came on. Tyler Diblin has trained. I was reading Will Still's bit, so could be involved tomorrow. Matthias Fernandez, he could be moving on. He's got his head down. He's been playing. He scored in the week against Northampton. Harwood Bellis, I think he played in the week. He's been injured, so not sure if he'll play. Ronnie Edwards from Peterborough, I always did like him. Very good player. And then look, you obviously got Flynn in the midfield, Adam Armstrong, Ryan Fraser. They've got some quality players. Ryan Manning, I mean, if you look at his free kick last week, great free kick. Still think Danny Ward in goal should do a lot better. And he let an absolute howler in today. I did see that. The Jed Wallace, when it was 1-0 in his near post. Paul says, got to stick together. Easy to support when winning. Team really needs support when things get tough. Well said. Follow the town up or down, Paul. Jack Smith, anybody else think Broadhead showed today why he wasn't a first choice pick for us? I didn't watch the game, Jack, so I can't really comment on that. But I know that Kieran did want to keep him. But I think when a player wants away, and we got a really good fee for him. If you've not watched my Nathan Broadhead video, probably about 10-15 minutes, go and check that out. And leave your favourite Nathan Broadhead comments and goals and memories. We love Nathan Broadhead. And if you look, when a player leaves, I've not seen anybody say a bad word about Broadhead. So, yes, there we go. Tomorrow we've got Tifo in the lower north stand by Blue Action. So if you're in there, don't moan about not seeing the teams come out. You're only going to hold it over your heads for about a minute. So, yeah, people want to moan about anything. Look, it looks great. They're doing a great job, Blue Action. Let's get behind them. Mate, look, brings the colour, you know. Come on. Tifo tomorrow. Interested to see what's on it. But tomorrow's lineup. How do we think Town will line up? Well, obviously, I think Alex Palmer in goal. I'm going to be really interested to watch him tomorrow with his feet. Because I thought there was 3 or 4 times on Friday night at St Andrews when he didn't really cover himself in any glory with his kicks. I mean, the goal, he should go short into, I think it's Taylor. And then Taylor can spread it wide and then we're off and rolling. But instead he pings the one into Jack Clark's head and he's never winning that. Andy says, hi, Rich. Tall order tomorrow. I think their midfield may dominate, going for a 1-1. Gutsy 1-1. Michael says, Ipswich Town must have brought in over 75 million in player sales. Must use that money to reinvest in new recruits before the window closes. MBITFC says, Tifo tomorrow is a picture of Amari's face on it. A rat. I love it. Yeah, but like I say, it'd be really interested to see how we build with the ball. Like when Sammy Morsey was there. And if anyone's not seen it, go and check out Sammy Morsey's post yesterday. Really interesting. If anyone's got any comments on it, leave it in the chat. Yeah, really interested to see how we build. Because obviously Morsey always made himself available for them little short passes from the keeper. Is Matasiwa going to be able to do that? Is he going to get them arms out? He get his backside out like Sammy did and spin away and we can get up the pitch. So interesting to see what happens there. So Palmer will be in goal. Two centre-backs, Dara O'Shea. Dreadful song. Dara O'Shea, Dara. If you've not seen it, go and check it out. But it's one of them ones I think will catch on because it's so bad. So, yeah, Dara and Jacob Greaves. Centre-backs. Leaf at left-back. Right back. Not quite sure where we're going here. We've got Ashley Young played the full 90. Ben Johnson started last week. Then he came on and he played left-back. I'm probably going to go with Ashley Young tomorrow. I think he should be our right-back moving forward. He's had 5 days to recover. He's fit as a flea. I'm going with him. 2 in midfield, Matasiwa and Jack Taylor. We are still massively light in the middle of the pitch. We're probably going to have Humphreys and Barbaric again on the bench. So fingers crossed that Taylor or Matasiwa don't pick up an early injury. It could be key in the middle of the pitch tomorrow. And then the 3 in front. What are we thinking? I'm probably going to play Connor Chaplin tomorrow in the 10. I think he knows that role better than anybody at the football club. So I'm going to pop him in there. So that means Sammy Smollett goes to the left-hand side. And on the right, I'm probably going to play Jack Clark. Probably going to keep him in the team. ITFC Mad says, I think Morsey was talking about his experience at Middlesbrough, about his treatment, not a reflection on how he left town. Interesting thoughts. And then obviously George Hurst up front. Wouldn't be against that, Stu. I think it'd be the other way around. I don't see Ashley Young playing as a flying wide player, not at 40 years of age. I think if he plays, he can play right back with Ben Johnson in front of him. I'm still not sure what Ben Johnson is. I think he's like a half and half player. He's not a right back. He's not a right winger. He's somewhere in between. I thought he was really good the other night. I think he's a really good squad player. Not quite sure if he's going to be your first choice. Hursty up front, obviously, which will mean probably Ali Al-Hamani gets another outing off the bench. I know probably not. People are not going to be happy with that, but we've just got to go with what we got at the minute and just get behind the lads. It's going to be some more changes in the last couple of weeks. Stu says he's a sub, Ben Johnson. So that's probably the team I would go for, you know. And the first goal tomorrow, I think, is absolutely massive. We can get that. Get the crowd behind us. And I think we can go on and get a win. If Southampton score, I think it's going to be tricky. I think it's going to be a really tricky game anyway. And it's the Championship and we all know what it's about. I'm just hoping for a better performance tomorrow. Want to see some more patterns of play. Town getting on the ball. Them short passes, being brave, you know, around the box. I know people don't like it, but it's the way we played under McKenna. Thomas Vale, good evening, mate. He says, how many more signings would you expect to see before the window closes? At least need 5 more. It's great, isn't it? In the door, through the door. I love it. It's just the window. And when the window closes, it doesn't close. It slams shut. So there you go. Definitely another striker. Good evening, Pete, from Cape Town. How is the weather over there? You're going to tell me it's probably very, very hot and very nice. Mike D, the legend, first home win this year, or more about performance? Got to use the crowd tomorrow. It's cold. Pete says it's cold. We've had a home win this year, Mike D. Bristol Rovers. Did you not forget that in the FA Cup? Ali Al-Hamadi's penalty miss. Well, you should have remembered that. I think it's about performance tomorrow. I think if we get a performance, we can get a victory. Look, you don't know in football. You can play well and you can lose. Bristol Rovers does count. It's still a victory. It's not a league victory, Mike, but it is. It's a win. Small mercies. We're looking for these small crumbs of comfort. I'm pulling your leg. 9 defeats on the spin. Home has got to be a fortress this season. If Town are going to make a success of this season, we have got to get back to winning ways at Portman Road. We only lost one game when we were promoted last time from the champ. That was Leeds. So Shabby McNally could do with a robust 6-foot plus left back and let Davis stay further up. Where are you playing Leif Davis then? Because he's a left back. You're not playing him as a left winger. EJ Norris got to keep the faith. Adrian Garrett says, heard how Colin... Yeah, Colin's not very well. He's in hospital at the minute, so hopefully we send him best wishes. The GOAT. Stephen Latimer. I've not got the Wolves game on. I will be watching after it. I might watch the 100. The Invincibles. Might have a look at that. Strikers, midfielders and left back, because I think Davis could go. I don't see Davis going. I'll be very surprised if we sell Leif Davis this late into the window. Not without any left back backup. I mean, Davis is not a left midfielder. That is not his position. It's square pegs in round holes. He doesn't play that position. He plays high up on the left, but he's not a left midfielder. It'd be like a fish out of water. Don't agree with that. Sorry. That's your opinion. Everyone's entitled to it, but I don't see that. It's how many assists did he get from playing this role? Smodic's playing the inside left 10 role tomorrow to let Leaf do his business. That's what I'm going for, Mike. I'm playing Chappers in the 10. Need a decent centre midfielder, says Tang Fastic. Metal Jace, reference Broadhead. My mind jumps to the Derby v Ipswich game. Walton, Broadhead, Burns, Chaplin, goal. Was that crossfield pass, went it from Broadhead into Burns? Nodded it down, Chappers posh. In you go. Can't see anyone else leaving apart from Ali Al-Hamadi or young players on loan, says James. Right, we've got 65 watching. I'm going to stay until 30 minutes. So can we have some more likes, please? Smash the old thumbs up. We're going for 125. And big game for Clark and Philogene tomorrow. I think, yeah, Jaden Philogene, I think probably will be fit the way McKenna spoke. And I don't see them losing Broadhead and letting him move on without Philogene being fit. So obviously he'll be on the bench, which would be a big plus for us. Shabby McNally says, not sure who covers Davis when he goes forward. Well, Greaves should be moving over like Burgess used to. You know, we'd all shift over a little bit because we play lopsided. Stuart Isaacs, please have some shots at goal. Our ratio in the 2 games has been atrocious. I want to see tomorrow. I want to see us pass the ball. I want to see us be brave on the ball, but I want to see us play with a tempo. You know, the other night at Bromley, it was so slow. I think we had over 500 passes, but passing going nowhere. Pete says, with money in the bank and the EPL underway, do you think we will go for a major signing from a Premier League squad member not making first 11s above us? Ooh. Let's wait and see. I'm not really sure. I know they're after, well, Lewis Miley has been linked, Pete, from Newcastle, but that would only be as a loan because he's a young midfielder, a very good player, probably in the Hackney mould. Hayden Hackney, I mean, still 20 million on the table for him. So do we revisit that? Who knows? But get your comments in, get your teams in the chat for tomorrow. What do you think your team's going to be? And most of all, what do you think the score's going to be? Mike says, get your score predictions in below. Amari needs replacing Raksaki. He would probably be on the list. Tom Fellows would definitely be on my list, Mike. There you go. MB is reading my mind. He says, get Tom Fellows in from West Brom. Look, we've got half of West Brom here already. Kipray, Palmer, Townsend. Why don't we just add some more? Shabby says Lewis Cook would be decent. EJ Norris says 2-1 Town. Christopher Gummer, who would you rather sign, a midfielder or a striker? I'd definitely like another midfielder, if I'm being honest. James says Birmingham was too frantic, which is probably always going to be. Bromley too slow. Hopefully we've learned. Looking forward to seeing more of young class. Mike says Fellows don't have the athleticism. I would disagree. I think he's a very good footballer, and I don't think he's not athletic. James Hobson says 2-0 Town. Shabby McNally, we should all not bother going because it's going to be 0-0. We will see. Kieran Baines, do you think we will keep Leif Davis this season? Yes. Stephen Gerling, you can buy players, but you can't buy spirit. That is definitely hitting the nail on the head. I did put a tweet out in the week about leadership, and we lack leadership, togetherness. We've got to build that up if we're going to have a successful season. But then you could say, look at what happened at the end of the game when there was a bit of a scrap going on a ruckus. All the players were backing each other up, so I'd say that there's togetherness. Pete says 3-2 Town, which takes us back to when we beat Southampton and Sarmiento scored. We've only won, see somebody tweeting this last night, we've only won 2 league games at Portman Road since that day. Unbelievable. Yeah, look, I'm looking for people's thoughts on Morsey. I thought it was a really good post. He's obviously going to back up Hutchinson, and look, no one knows what goes on behind the scenes. But I mean, when people are not wanted, they are shunned out. It works both ways in football. Is it true that Ipswich and Birmingham have been fined? They have been charged, Kieran, failing to control their players, and they probably will get a slap on the wrist, and they probably will both get a fine. Mike likes the links to Billing and Cook. Billing is 6'6", would be a great fit. Only problem with him, Mike, is his fitness isn't great. Shabby says, do you get great games that end 0-0? You can have a 0-0 thriller. You can. Let's hope tomorrow it's not 0-0. Let's hope there's some goals. End to end. I'm going 2-2. I'm going with what Mike said. I was on the Championship prediction show on the Final Whistle every Thursday, 6 p.m. if you want to watch us on there with a couple of Leicester fans. They were at Preston today. They both went and watched the Foxes lose at Preston, so they're not going to be happy next week. Derek says, early days yet, wouldn't panic. I don't think anyone's panicking. Good evening, Derek, by the way. I hope you're well. Hope you subscribed and hope you hit the like button. Desmond says MBITFC 2-2. Adrian says, can't find the Fisherman on YouTube. Well, if you look for Fisherman's Blues with a Z, he's on there. Mike is he's one of my good friends. I love receiving voice notes from him. I take the mickey out of him because I say he's too negative, but he tells it as it is. So yeah, head over to there. You'll find him on there. He's got a video out yesterday. I think he was basically telling Amari to get in the bin. He's gone. Right, we've got a minute and a half left. Quick fire. Questions, comments. Like I say, looking for 125 likes on this video. So get your little thumbs up, and we can do more than that anyway. Probably get over 200. We normally get over 200 quite easily. I will be back tomorrow night. I will drop a match review. Racksbacks 1-0 Town. Our defence still strong. Pete says Springboks have just shit the bed against Australia in the rugger, so Town need to deliver tomorrow. Derek says, will Jens or Akpom play tomorrow? Don't think so. I'd be surprised if either of them on the bench, if you listen to Kieran last in his presser, but he might be playing. Cards close to his chest, and he might pop them on the bench. But Mike says, who is your three behind Hurst? I went Sammy on the left, Chappers in the 10, Jack Clark on the right. Shabby McNally says, wishing Amari Hutchinson all the best from me. MB says, need Portman Road to be an absolute fortress tomorrow. Bobby Madley is the man in the middle. Tomorrow, former Premier League ref before he was taken off the panel. If you want to find out why, go and read on Those Are the Days. He was a naughty boy. He's reffing in Norway, and now he's back. He's ref Town. He reffed the 4-3 defeat against the Leeds. He now refs in the EFL. Shout out to the ref last night in the Liverpool-Bournemouth game. Quickly brought it to a halt, didn't he, when Semenya was racially abused. That guy will not be seeing another game, another football game. Neither should he. Get him gone. We don't want that in the game. We do not want that in the game. And fair play to Semenya. Got 2 cracking goals. It was a great game. It was a great game. Liverpool are going to be a great watch this season. They are going to score an absolute shed load. They might let in a few, but they're going to be unstoppable going forward. And I mean, if they get Isak in, bloody hell. Anyway, that's about it for tonight. Derek says, keep up the good work, Rich. From Derek in the Emerald Isles, up the town. I'm going to close on this. That guy, says MBITFC, won't be able to stand up for what he's done. On that note, Mike D says, quickly, Sunderland showing our poor recruitment, rebuilding their midfield. One swallow doesn't make a summer. Great result for the Mackhams today. Let's wait and see how they get on. Brilliant result. West Ham. I think Potter's going to be in for a bit of a topsy-turvy season. Might not make the end of it. Anyway, cheers for watching. We will see you all tomorrow night. Yeah, come and join in on the match review. Not sure what time it'll be, but if you turn on your notifications bell, you will get it, because as soon as we go live, you will get a notification. You can come and join in straight away. Anyway, Mike says home win in August is massive. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, come on the town. Let's get behind the boys tomorrow and get that first win of the season. Anyway, we will see you on the next video. Have a great Saturday evening. All the